So as we know, we are here for Fortinet Firewall Training. Fortinet Firewall Training. First question is here. Which course we will learn here? What will be the content? To know it, go to Google, type here Fortinet certification. Go to Network Security Expert. Then click here NSC4. They have changed it, no problem. So click on one that they have changed the page. So go to certifications and explore NSC certification program, and here click on NSC4, and in NSC4 we have NSC4 FortiOS administrator. So this is expanded done. So this is our course now FortiOS. So this is their content. Okay, 1 minute. Here where they change it time to time. So 1 minute, which we have already downloaded. Go to download and here 1 minute. So this is their content. Okay. So what is the name? Name is here FortiOS administrator, and here this is their content. What? System and network setting, policies, routing, firewall authentication, FSSO, certificate operations, antivirus, web filtering, IPS, SSL, VPN, IPsec, VPN, SD-WAN, security fabric, HA, and like this. So this is their content. Okay, which you can try to download because they have changed the website. But here, when we go through with this one, so you previously we can download it, but now I think they have also changed something. Okay, now go to admin guide, not admin guide. We want here course content, so you can match with this. So this is the content. You can check on website or you can go through with this. This PDF I will share with you. Don't worry about it. So this is their content. Using this with add-on, we have also created our one. For that, you can go to I-MEDITA and here go to live training. In live training, go to Fortinet and FortiGate firewall. So go to curriculum. You can go with course detail objectives, and you can go with course outline details. Same thing with detailed explanation. So this content contain more information which you can match with your official content. Okay, official you can check here. Official plus add-on, this is here which you can go. So what we are going to learn? We are going to learn here Fortinet NSC4 FortiOS administrator. Content you can check on website with official, and our content you can check on I-MEDITA website. So what we will learn here? First of all, we will learn here what is firewall. Here we will learn what is firewall techniques like packet filtering, like proxy server, like proxy server, stateful firewall, and transparent firewall. As well as we will also learn about next generation firewall. After firewall, we will learn here about FortiGate firewall. Here we will learn how FortiGate is similar and or different as compared to other vendors. And this training is only related to NSC4. Next, we have here after firewall introduction or FortiGate introduction, we will go to our lab setup. Here we will share the resources using which you can make your own lab. Stable images, other softwares we will share with you, as well as we will also tell you how to make lab. Then we will learn here after lab setup how to access FortiGate, how to configure IP addresses, how to enable telnet, SSH, HTTP, HTTPS on FortiGate firewall interfaces. Whatever we have enabled, we will verify them. After verification, we will learn here how to take plain backup, how to take encrypted backup. We will learn how to configure firewall with factory default configuration. Then we will learn here how to restore configuration, how to reset admin password, how to upgrade the firmware. So these things we will learn in FortiGate Firewall Basics after lab session. Entire training we will learn in two ways. First, we will do the things with GUI. After GUI, we will learn same things in CLI. After basics, we will move to basic routing like static routing, default routing, and link. FortiGate Firewall supports static routing and default routing just like other firewalls, as well as it also support link monitoring. Question is this: what is link monitoring? Here I am assuming you have CCNA knowledge or you have CCNP knowledge. In CCNP, we go through with a topic which is called IPSLA or SLA, Service Level Agreement. The help of SLA, Service Level Agreement, we check the reachability with next hop or beyond. Same IPSLA feature is called link monitoring on FortiGate. Here we will learn it how to implement it. Then we will move toward zone implementation. When we compare FortiGate firewall with other vendors like Palo Alto with Checkpoint, with Cisco, Juniper, all other vendors. So they support zone. Question is this: does FortiGate firewall support zone? Yes. FortiGate firewall also support security zones just like others. How to implement them and how to configure policy based on zone. Here we will learn. After these basic things, then we will move toward advanced topics, advanced routing with RIP. Here we will learn RIP implementation and tissue. We will start with basics, routing table verification, redistribution, timer modification, default information originate, AD change, distribute list, offset list, authentication, and T-shoot. These points we will cover in our RIP. After RIP, we will move toward OSPF. In OSPF, we will learn implementation and T-shoot. We will start with basics and multi-area, then neighbor table, database table, routing table verification. We will learn virtual link implementation, hello interval modification, dead interval modification, authentication, stub area, totally stub area, NSS area implementation. We will also learn external summarization. After this, we will also learn inter-area summarization, default route origination, redistribution, and T-shoot. These topics or points we will cover in OSPF. Then we will move toward ISIS, intermediate system to intermediate system routing protocol, implementation in T-shoot with basics, neighbor table, database table, routing table verification, authentication, redistribution, and T-shoot. These things we will cover in ISIS. After ISIS, we will move toward BG2. We will learn implementation and T-shoot with basics, neighbor table, PGP table, routing table verification, next stop self-attribute, route reflector client, authentication, summarization, redistribution, and T-shoot. These points we will cover in our BGP. Till here, we will complete our IPv4 routing. After IPv4, we will move toward IPv6 routing. We will learn static, default, and link monitoring. We will learn here RIP-NG, basics, implementation, and T-shoot, where routing table verification, redistribution, timer modification, default information originate, AD change, distribute list, offset list. So these things we will cover in RIP-NG. After RIP-NG, we will move toward SPF v3, tables verification, virtual links, timer modification, stub, totally NSS area, external and inter-area summarization with basics, authentication, redistribution, and tissue. Next, we have here BGP, MPBGP or IPv6 BGP, 6 tables verification, next of self, route reflector client, authentication, aggregation, redistribution, and tissue. So these things we cover in BGP or BGP v6 or MPBGP. Then we will move towards security policy and net policy. Here we will learn what is net, types of net like static, pet, destination net. We will also learn about user authentication. After IPv4, we will move toward IPv6 net like static, pet, destination net, and user authentication. So till here, we will complete our routing of IPv4 and v6 as well as netting. After netting, we will move toward site-to-site VPN or IPsec VPN. Here, we will learn what is VPN, VPN features like confidentiality, integrity, data origin authentication, anti-replay. Done. Then we will also learn about IK, ESP, IK modes, main mode, aggressive mode, quick mode, phase 1, phase 2, like this. After theory, we will go with practical. Practicals, we will learn with version 1, with version 2, with certificate authentication and tissue. These practicals we will do FortiGate to FortiGate. But it is not always possible that we will get same vendor device in every environment. So we have also added you or we will also learn site-to-site VPN with Cisco router, FortiGate to Cisco router, FortiGate to Cisco ASA with Palo Alto firewall, with Checkpoint firewall, with Juniper firewall, with Cisco FTP, with Sophos firewall. Not only FortiGate to FortiGate, but also with other vendors, as well as site-to-site VPN with IPv6. So these labs we will cover in site-to-site VPN. Why we use site-to-site VPN? Let's understand it with the help of diagram. Suppose we have two branches. So this is our diagram. Suppose we have here two branches like lane connected with switch, connected with firewall, another firewall connected with switch, then their lane. They are connected to each other via internet. Now we want they should be able or their lane should be able to communicate with each other. For that, we will configure here, we will configure IPsec VPN. IPsec VPN. With the help of IPsec VPN, they will communicate or their lane or users communicate with each. Branch 1 user can communicate with branch 2 user using site-to-site VPN over the internet. So this is the purpose of your IPsec VPN or site-to-site VPN, which is configured firewall to firewall or firewall to router. You can configure site-to-site VPN between two branches, or if you have more branches like branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, branch 4, they are connected with internet. Same, we can configure still site-to-site VPN between them. So remember it, when we talk about site-to-site VPN, it means we configure here. Site-to-site means firewall to firewall. So we can say site-to-site VPN or IPsec VPN provides secure communication between branches over insecure network. Then we have here transparent firewall and vWire. What is transparent firewall and what is vWire? Let's understand it with the help of diagram. Diagram says, suppose you have a already established network where we have PC, we have servers that is connected with switch. Switch is connected with router. Router is connected via lease line to another router. They can be connected to each other via internet. They can be connected to each other via MPLS VPN. Now, on this router, first of all, we will configure IP addressing. We will configure here routing. We will configure here IP addressing, routing, netting, VPN, and MPLS. Now we need to secure our network. To secure our network, we will remove the router. We will replace it with firewall. So we need to deploy firewall here. On firewall, we configure IP addressing, routing, netting, VPN, MPLS not applicable. Then we will configure firewall policies. Done. But question is here, when IP addressing is already there, why to configure IP addressing again? Why to configure routing, netting, VPN? MPLS we don't want to bypass. Now, question is there, if everything is already configured, why to do it again? What we want? We want to secure our network. Network will be secure by policies. So just deploy only firewall policy. Don't do any change in existing infrastructure. So first thing, we want policies, but without changing network. If this is our requirement, then we need here or we need to use transparent firewall. Transparent firewall is configured between local area network and gateway. LAN is connected with firewall. Gateway is connected with firewall. Break the connectivity between LAN and gateway. Now traffic will go via firewall. Traffic will go through firewall. Firewall has policies. Traffic will be filtered. Traffic will come at port number 1. That will be out from port number 2. If traffic will arrive at port number 2, that will be forwarded to 1 after checking policy. So this is transparent firewall. The main purpose of transparent firewall is this. We only want to implement firewall policy without changing network. Without changing network, we want security policy. This thing can be done by transparent firewall. Transparent firewall is also called here vWire. Same thing is provided by vWire, or different name of transparent firewall is vWire or bridge mode. Transparent firewall feature provided by Cisco and FortiGate. vWire is provided by Palo Alto and FortiGate. This bridge mode feature is provided by Checkpoint. Cisco firewall, FortiGate firewall, Palo Alto firewall, Checkpoint firewall, they support transparent mode or vWire or bridge mode. In these transparent firewall or vWire or bridge mode, we configure firewall between local area network and a gateway as a layer 2 device, as a L2 device. And when we deploy it, when we deploy bridge mode, when we deploy vWire, when we deploy transparent firewall, network changes are not required. And when your first criteria is don't change the network configuration, but to achieve the security policy or you want to increase the protection of network, we can use transparent firewall or vWire or bridge mode. So this is something about transparent firewall or vWire. Next, we have here HA, high availability. What is this? Let's understand it with the help of diagram. A lane, PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4. They are connected with switch. Switch is connected with firewall. Firewall is connected with internet. Okay, now we have single point of failure at port number 1, single point of failure at firewall, single point of failure at inside internet. We can get here two internet connection. We have link redundancy, but still we have single point of failure at firewall and lane. Most of the companies, they use two firewalls, firewall 1 and firewall 2. They are connected with internal network and outside external network. Then we need to connect both firewall with each other. Here, one firewall will be primary, that will be active. Another firewall will be here, secondary, that will be passive. Primary firewall will make or will contain or generate configuration, or we will do config on firewall. Then this primary firewall will share its configuration secondary. Primary firewall will maintain session. Those sessions will be shared with secondary. So primary firewall will share or synchronize its configuration and real-time configuration and session, real-time configuration and session with second. Now what will happen? Lane will generate traffic. Lane generate traffic. First of all, traffic will go via primary to internet. It may be possible that your primary firewall can goes down. This condition, this secondary firewall will promote itself as primary and active. Now traffic from lane will go to new active firewall or second firewall. Then traffic will go to internet. This thing is called here HA or failover. In HA or failover, we group 2 to 4 firewalls and we treat them as a single firewall. In HA or failover, we group 2 to 4 firewalls and they used as single firewall. One will be primary, that will be active. Secondary will be passive. Primary firewall will share real-time configuration and session with secondary. If primary firewall will fail, secondary will take over the role. Now traffic will go via new active. This is called HA, and here we have this HA type 2, active passive, HA type, active passive, and active active. Done. So this is something about HA. Detailed theory we will do when its turn will come. Okay? Just intro that in HA we group multiple firewalls and we use them as a single firewall. Types active passive and active active. So this is something of HA. Palo Alto firewall support HA for IPv4 and IPv6. Next we have here SLB, server load balancing. What is this server load balancing? In server load balancing, first let's understand it with diagram. Suppose we have here a server connected with switch is connected with firewall. Firewall is connected with internet. Then we have internet user. Now we want this user, public user, should be able to access our e-commerce server. For that, we can do netting like 192.168.101.10. That will be translated into public IP. And if anyone will hit public IP, we can send that request to server. So in this way, public user can get access of internal server. But problem is here, this server can handle only, for example, 10,000 requests. But request will come around 40,000. So this can't handle. So what we need to do? The server can't handle. We need to deploy multiple servers which will provide same application access 101.10, 20, 101.30, 101.40 in this way. Now, netting will not help us. We need to use here SLB, server load balancing. When the request will come at this IP, we will send it to server 1, server 2, server 3, and server 4. Like 40,000 requests will come, 10K at server 1, 10K at 2, 10K at 3, 10,000 at 4, in this way. So with the help of SLB, server load balancing, we can distribute the request to multiple backend server based on multiple load balancing algorithms. They are round robin and weighted. So this is our server load balancing. Server load balancing support for both IPv4 and IPv6. So we will do with IPv4 and IPv6. Next, we have here admin profile. What is this admin profile? Let's understand it with diagram. Suppose we have a firewall connected with lane network or management network. Then we have here multiple admins. We have here admin 1, admin 2, admin 3. This is L1, L2 and L3. Then what we will do? At firewall, we will configure admin profiles like for L1 or L1 or L2 and for L. Then we will give right like L1 can only read only. L1 users can only read the configuration. L2 read plus some write permissions. With L3 full read and write. These profiles we will associate with admins like admin 1, admin 2, admin 3. Now, level 1 admin will join access the firewall. So this user can only read the configuration, not more than this. Then we have L2 admin. L2 admin will log in into the firewall. That can read and can do some right configuration, whatever you will define. Then we have here L3 administrator. L3 administrator or admin 3 can do all read and write stuff. So in this way, we can control or define administrators' rights on firewall using admin profiles. This thing we will learn here. Next, we have here VRR. What is VRRP? Let's understand with diagram. We have a lane like PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4. Devices are connected. PCs are connected with switch. Switch is connected with router. Router is connected with internet. As we discussed previously, we have single point of failure at outside link, at router and at lane. We can use here two internet connection. We will get here link redundancy but not route. Instead of this, what we can use here? We can use here two routers. We can connect them with internet. Router 1 IP 192.168.101.11, 192.168.101.12. Question is, which will be the gateway of lane? Because we have configured all lanes gateway 11. Now all the traffic will go via router 1 toward internet. Suppose the router goes down, then what will happen? We manually need to change the gateway from router 1 to router 2. So we will change the gateway with 12, then they can go to internet. But problem is this, changing the gateway from router 1 to router 2 is not easy. If we have one or two hosts, we can do. We have hundreds of hosts, then it is not easy. Then what we need to use here? We will not use here physical IP. Instead of physical IP, we will use here virtual IP. So we will define here virtual IP like 192.168.101.101.1. For this virtual IP, one router will be master and another will be backup. First of all, lane will send traffic to VIP, that will go to master. Master to internet, it will go. If your master will fail, then backup will promote itself as master. In that condition, traffic will go to VIP. Traffic will go to VIP to new master. Then it will go to internet. This will happen. So this VIP is configured with the help of VRRP. Suppose a network is already configured with VRRP. Now we were instructed, can we replace router with firewall? Yes, we can replace these routers with firewall, which is FortiGate 1 and FortiGate 2. So we can replace routers with firewall. But company requirement is this. Can we achieve same thing on FortiGate? Yes. Same thing or VRRP you can deploy on FortiGate or FortiGate support VRRP. In VRRP, we will configure virtual IP like 101.1. For this VIP, one firewall will be master, another will be backup. First traffic will come to VIP means master, it will go to internet. If master will fail, then other device will promote itself as master. Traffic will go to VIP means new master, then they can communicate with internet. So this is our VRRP, Virtual Router Redundancy Protocol, and it is supported on your FortiGate firewall. How to do it? That is the part of practical. But yes, as of now, what is the purpose of VRRP? VRRP provides gateway redundancy. Gateway redundancy means if we have multiple firewall, they which are trying or which are willing to participate as gateway, one of them will become master, another backup. First traffic will go via master. If master will goes down, then backup will promote itself as master. Now traffic will go outside via new master. This thing we can deploy on our FortiGate firewall, or this is something about VRRP. Next is what? Next we have here ADVPN. What is ADVPN? Let's understand it. Suppose we have firewall 1, firewall 2, firewall 3, and firewall 4. They are connected to each other via internet. Now we want they should be able to communicate with each other. Then we know what we need to implement. We need to implement here site to site VPN. We need to configure site to site VPN between or among every branch. So solution site to site VPN. But problem is this, when we are configuring site to site VPN in full mesh, it is hard to configure. Means you need to configure every device to every device. Now FortiGate says if you want full mesh VPN, then don't go with this site to site because it is hard to implement. Then what we need to use here? We need to use here ADVPN, Auto Discovery VPN. ADVPN is a full mesh VPN, easy to implement, easy to expand. In ADVPN, we will configure hub and spoke. First of all, every spoke will register itself. Every spoke will register itself with hub and they will create a static tunnel. When one spoke will communicate with other spoke, a dynamic tunnel will create it. Tunnel will create automatic. Done. So they can communicate with each other. So what are the advantages of here ADVPN? It is a full mesh VPN, easy to implement, easy to expand. ADVPN support dynamic routing. With the help of dynamic routing, we can exchange the routes. Then here, one time hub config. We need to configure hub once. One time spoke configuration. We need to configure spoke once. So these are the advantages of ADVPN. When we have multiple branches, they have FortiGate firewalls. And if you want a full mesh VPN, instead of site to site, you can go with ADVPN. So this is something about your full mesh ADVPN. But limitation is this. We need all devices FortiGate firewall. It is not compatible with other vendors, only on FortiGate firewalls. So this is something about your AD-VPN. Next, we have dial-up and SSL VPN. What is dial-up? What is SSL? To understand it, we will go through with a diagram. Diagram is this. Till now, we go through with AD-VPN, which is configured firewall to firewall, or you can also configure here site to site to site VPN, site to site VPN, or AD-VPN, configured firewall to firewall. But now we have different element SSL. Suppose we have internet connected with firewall, connected with switch, connected with internal server, connected with the user. User can access internal access in easy when he or she is in company premise. But now user is at his or her home with laptop or desktop connected with internet. In this case, when user is connected with internet, it has public IP, private network has private IP. Now, this public IP can reach only public IP, but it cannot access private IP because at internet we can only access public IP. But we want this user should be able to access internal network. So we will configure a VPN between PC, between PC and firewall. This VPN is called remote access VPN. This remote access VPN can be configured using two protocols via IPsec, via SSL. When we are deploying it via IPsec, it is called dial-up VPN. And when we are configuring it via SSL, it is called SSL VPN. So SSL VPN is actually a remote access VPN. Dial-up VPN is also remote access VPN. What is the purpose of this? Using dial-up or SSL, work from home users can access the internal network of a company in a secure way. So with the help of dial-up VPN or SSL VPN, work from home users can access internal network in a secure way. So dial-up and SSL will be configured between PC and firewall so that work from home user or remote users can access internal network. So this is the difference and similarities between dial-up and SSL. Both are remote access. When we configured remote access via IPsec, it is called dial-up. When we configure remote access via SSL, it is called SSL VPN. So this is your dial-up and SSL VPN. Will be configured between PC and firewall. Site to site and AD, they configured firewall to firewall. Next, we have here SD-WAN. What is SD-WAN? Let's understand it. Suppose we have PC1, we have a lane connected with firewall, then firewall is connected with internet. If we have single internet connection, suppose we have multiple internet connection. Now port number 1 inside, 2, 3, 4 are outside. So we need to configure configuration for 2, for 3, and for 4. So total 3 routes we need to configure. Policy config, port number 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. So total 3 policies we need to configure. Can we make this implementation or configuration easy? Yes. So we can use here, or we can bundle these interface. We can bundle these interface. Virtual interface is SD-WAN interface. So what is SD-WAN? Virtual. When we group physical interface into a virtual interface, that virtual interface is your SD-WAN interface, or SD-WAN is a virtual interface which consists of member interface. Now, what will be the advantage? With SD-WAN, route config only one. Policy config only one. So route config any IP, any mask, send it to SD-WAN. Then SD-WAN will distribute the traffic to member interface. Policy 1. Source port number 1. Destination port number SD-WAN. Action allow. So what we are doing? We are configuring one route, one policy, and that policy will apply on all the interface. So what is SD-WAN? SD-WAN is actually a virtual interface which consists of member interface. They are connected with different link type. In SD-WAN, we group member interface in a virtual interface, and maximum interface we can configure here up to 255, 255 interface we can bundle in SD-WAN. Advantage: less routing configuration, less policy configuration, and traffic will be distributed to all the interface. In best way, we can utilize our multiple WAN link. This is the purpose of SD-WAN. So this is something about SD-WAN. Next is what? FSSO, Fortinet Single Sign-On. What is this? Let's understand it with the help of diagram. Suppose we have a server connected with switch, connected with PC, switch connected with FortiGate, FortiGate connected with internet. Now, this is our Active Directory. We will do FortiGate and AD integration. This integration is called FSSO, Fortinet Single Sign-On. Advantage: suppose at AD we have HR group that will be sync with firewall. We have management group that will sync with firewall. We have here sales group that will sync with firewall. Now on firewall, we will configure policy. If these networks want to go to internet, if these are the source, destination is internet, what to do? Allow. Now user will join AD. AD will authenticate the user. AD will send user information to firewall. If the same user will go to firewall to access internet, firewall has already information like user A. User A belongs to HR. So this user is allowed to, or user A is allowed to access internet. Same, if user B will join the AD, AD will come to know user B successfully authenticated. Information will go to firewall that user B has successfully joined AD. If this user will go to firewall, firewall already has information user B is authenticated. If other users like C doesn't belongs to AD, if this user will go to firewall, user C is not belonging to any group, then it will be deny here. So what we have achieved? We have achieved here FSSO advantage. First, group base policy. We are deploying group base policy on FortiGate firewall. Second, accurate user information. When on firewall, there will be a log. In log, we can see user is A, B, or who. So when we do integration of Microsoft AD with FortiGate firewall, that is called FSSO. Purpose of this integration, group-based policy and accurate user information. If we want these things, we can do. Otherwise, no need of this headache. So this is our FSSO, Fortinet single sign-on. Next, we have here VDOM. What is VDOM? We need to understand it with the help of diagram. Start with a diagram. Suppose we are working with a web hosting company. Okay. So we have customer 1 server, customer 2 server, customer 3 server, customer 4 server. Customers are demanding that their server should be protected by a dedicated firewall. To fulfill the requirements of these customers, we need to purchase 4 firewall. Then we can connect them with the external network like then with internet. Done. Now, to fulfill the requirement of these 4 customers, we need to purchase 4 firewall. All vendor says there is no need to purchase multiple physical firewall. Purchase a single physical firewall, then create virtual firewalls. These virtual firewalls are called VSys or VSX or VDOM or security context. VSys name is used by Palo Alto, VSX used by Checkpoint, VDOM used by FortiGate, security context name used by Cisco. Palo Alto, Checkpoint, FortiGate, Cisco, they support virtual firewall like VSys or VSX or VDOM or security context. Who can use? Web hosting companies who need multiple firewalls at a single location. This is primary use case. Secondary, if any company or client wants multiple firewall at a single location, they can use this. So this is our security context, VDOM, VSX or VSys. When we break a physical firewall into virtual firewalls, these virtual firewalls are called VSys, VSX, VDOM or security context. So this was something about VDOM. Next, we have interface redundancy with Ether channel and redundant interface. What is this? Suppose we have a firewall connected with inside switch and outside device. Now we have only single interface. They can goes down. To provide interface redundancy, opposite device you can use, for example. Now we have used 2 interfaces. Can we bundle them? Yes. So we can bundle them in a logical interface. One logical interface will be called here Ether channel. Other logical interface bundling will be called here redundant interface. Done. Ether channel you can only do or configure when opposite device is manageable, when you can configure something. If opposite device is unmanageable, then you can't do any configuration here. So you still can use redundant interface. So for example, port number 1 and 2, you can put in Ether channel 3 and 4. You can use with a redundant interface. So these two things you or we can configure on FortiGate firewall to provide redundancy to interfaces. Ether channel, when we can configure other device redundant when other device is unmanaged. These two things you can do or configure. Next, we have here Forti Manager and Analyzer integration. So what is this? Let's understand. You can directly configure firewall via CLI or GUI. But suppose you have multiple firewalls, firewall 1 connected with internet, firewall 2, firewall 3, and firewall 4. Now we can use here two servers. One is called FAZ Analyzer, another is called FM40 Manager. Then we will integrate every firewall with manager and with analyzer. What is the purpose of analyzer? This analyzer is a central log collector, and this manager is a central management server. So you can store all firewalls log at a central device, that will be analyzer, and you can manage all the firewall with a single device, which will be called here FMG40 manager. So we will learn how to add firewalls to analyzer and manager and how to do configuration from manager to multiple firewalls. So we will also learn this thing. Next, we have here decryption, application control, antivirus, file filter, web filter, and other things. For these, we don't have sufficient time. So we will start these topics tomorrow. If you have any question till now, we can discuss. Otherwise, see you tomorrow. In previous class, we completed our course content introduction till Forti Manager and Analyzer integration. Let's move next. Okay. So this training is related to Google. Type here Fortinet certification. Open these links. Go to NSC4. In NSC4, we are going with FortiOS administrator. Copy this, search it again. Now you can see the content FortiOS administrator. So this is the content according to them. Okay. Or you can go with this content also. Okay. So you can check here. So what we were doing, I-MEDITA, live training, Fortinet, FortiGate firewall, curriculum detailed. We have discussed till Forti Manager and Analyzer integration. Next, we have here decryption. What is decryption? Let's understand it with the help of diagram. Assume we have here PC connected with firewall, connected with internet, and internet is connected with a server which belongs to HTTPS, HTTPS, SSL, TLS. Now, client from lane will establish SSL or HTTPS or TLS tunnel with the server. So client will install SSL, TLS or HTTPS tunnel with server. Using this tunnel, user can do secure communication. Along with secure communication, user can send or receive virus, spyware, file, and there can be data loss. Now we want that firewall should be capable to see inside SSL tunnel. If virus is there, that should be blocked. Spyware should be blocked. File should be blocked. Data loss should be blocked. This thing we can do when our firewall support decryption or HTTPS inspection. Decryption or HTTPS inspection. When we will enable decryption and HTTPS inspection on firewall, then what firewall can do? Firewall can see. Firewall can see inside SSL tunnel, and we can block virus, spyware, file, and data loss. So what is decryption? With the help of decryption, we can deploy our policies for encrypted traffic as well, or using this firewall can see inside SSL or TLS or HTTPS tunnel so that we can block virus, spyware, file, and data loss. Question is this thing will work in this way? No, it is only to make you understand. Technically, how it will work? This single tunnel will be divided into two parts after decryption. This single tunnel will be divided into two parts like this. Done. When data is in tunnel, that will be encrypted with the help of decryption. This encrypted data will be convert plain text data. Then this plain text data will be offered to security profiles. Security profiles like antivirus, IPS, file filter, and URL filtering, or we called it web filter and IPS. This plain text data will be offered to security profiles. Security profiles will clean the data. This clean data can be either download or upload if user is trying to download or upload. So this is our decryption. With the help of decryption, firewall will convert encrypted data into plain text so that we can filter it through security profile. So remember it, decryption will only convert the data in plain text. Rest of the job will be done by security profiles. So this is just introduction of decryption. Detailed theory we will cover when its time will come. So this is your decryption. Next is what? Next we have here application control. Let's understand it. What is this? To understand it, go to diagram. We have here same diagram, PC and firewall and internet. Then we have here public servers like Gmail and Facebook. Client from our lane will use dynamic port number. It will hit to the port number 443 of Gmail. Client will use dynamic port number and it will hit to the 443 port number of Facebook. Now wait 1 minute. Sufficient. So first of all, client will hit 443 of Gmail. First client will use SSL. Under SSL, client will use Gmail. Under Gmail, client will use Google Docs. Then in Google Docs, user can do upload, download, share, or edit. Same with Facebook. Same with same with Facebook. So first of all, client will use here SSL. Then under SSL, client will use Facebook. In Facebook, client will use chat. Client will use post. Client will use here games and upload or download in this way. If we will block Gmail, all applications will be blocked. If we will block Facebook, all applications will be blocked here. Now, we don't want to block entire Gmail or Facebook. We want to block here upload, download, edit and share. We want to block chat, games and upload and download. This thing we can do with application control. This application control is also called app ID in different vendors like Palo Alto. So with the help of application control, we can identify the session or connection or communication between client and server. Clear? What is application control or app ID? With application control or app ID, our client will communicate with Gmail or Facebook, then they will use different applications. They can be identified, monitored, and controlled with help of application control security profile. As we are talking about under SSL, so before this, we need to perform decryption. And what is decryption? We have already discussed. So this is something about application control. Next, we have here antivirus and file filter security profile. So what is this? Let's understand it with the help of diagram. So we have here PC, same diagram, PC and firewall, internet. Then we have here public server. Client will send a request to public server and public server will give reply. In reply, we can get virus or we can get any file like .exe or .pdf. Now we want to block virus and file type. For this, we have antivirus and file filter profile. So what we will do on our firewall, we will deploy here antivirus and file filter profiles, antivirus and file filter. Antivirus will block virus. File filter will block, for example, exe and PDF file. Now, first step, client will send request to public server. Public server has data. Data can has virus, exe or PDF file. Now this data will be filtered through antivirus and file filter. Antivirus will block virus, file filter will block file type. Okay. Then these profiles will clean the data or they will remove the impurities. Then this clean data will be offered to client. So in this way, our antivirus or file filter profile will work. Next, we have here web filtering profile. What is this web filter? Let's understand it with the help of diagram. Same diagram. We have here client, firewall, then internet. Internet is connected with public servers like Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Torrent. Now, this user can access Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Torrent. We don't want that user should be able to access YouTube, Torrent, and other website. For this, we will enable web filtering. So we will configure here web filter or URL filtering.